Welcome to the pilot safety briefing on the Grand Gulch Mine Airstrip presented by the Arizona Pilots Association. The Arizona Pilots Association and the Recreational Aviation Foundation are partnering to advance backcountry aviation in Arizona, and every pilot plays a part in our success. And don't forget that our success is your success and opportunity to enhance your flying experiences. Each of your backcountry flights makes you an ambassador to the non-flying public and to the land managers responsible for the airstrips we enjoy. Please do your part by practicing the Aviators Code of Conduct. We want to be the friendliest and most helpful recreational users the land managers experience. The Aviators Code of Conduct is easy to remember and just plain common sense. First and foremost, pilots will abide by all state and federal regulations regarding the use of their aircraft. When in the backcountry, be courteous to those on the ground who are involved in other activities by maintaining a reasonable distance and altitude from those activities. Be familiar with wildlife refuge boundaries as well as the seasonal areas of wildlife congregation so you can avoid inadvertent low-level overflights. Avoid putting potential stress on wildlife and get the appropriate permissions when required prior to using a backcountry airstrip. Another pilot obligation when flying in the backcountry is to practice good wilderness flying ethics. Keep the noise signature of your aircraft to a safe minimum and practice leave no trace camping. If you fly it in, fly it out. Avoid very early morning departures unless flight safety demands a deviation, and be courteous to other users in the area. Please don't use these airstrips for training purposes or bragging rights. Many hours of negotiations and work go into each backcountry airstrip, and the trust is earned through fulfilling our commitments to the land managers. A few rogue pilots can destroy this trust and undo our backcountry efforts that have taken years to get to the place we are in today. On the other hand, honoring these agreements will go a long way towards these efforts and help with the opening of new airstrips. So please, take the time to know the land manager's vision and rules for each airstrip that you visit. The Grand Gulch Mine Airstrip is located near the Grand Canyon, and it is open for recreational purposes. Grand Gulch Mine Airstrip is at about 4,500 foot elevation, and the longest runway is approximately 3,000 feet. The runway has rocks and brush along the edges, and the runway conditions vary. And density altitude is critical to safe operations. Wildlife may be on the runway. Crosswinds are common in the area, including downdrafts. Keep your aircraft on the center line to avoid possible aircraft damage. Be acutely aware of your personal and aircraft limitations. Fly a left-hand pattern using the unofficial CTAF of 122.9 and don't drag it in. The aircraft is now established on final for runway 35. Note how the pilot is coming in high and landing long to avoid the turbulence at the end of the plateau. You can see that it is a very narrow runway and how important it is to stay along the center line. When departing Grand Gulch, know your density altitude and your plane's weight. A good rule of thumb is to have 70% of your rotation speed by midfield, and know your departure path in advance. If you have not achieved 70% of your rotation speed by midfield, abort the takeoff immediately. Here is the view from the cockpit, and it's going to take a long time since the density altitude is 8,800 feet this morning. Conditions at Grand Gulch change daily, and the information contained in this video may be inaccurate and must not be used for navigation or aviation decision making. Additional information and our current Grand Gulch Mine safety brochure can be downloaded from our website, www.azpilots.org. Neither the RAF, the APA, the U.S. Forest Service, or the B.L.M. encourage your participation at Grand Gulch, and you are responsible for and are the final authority as to the operation of your aircraft. By your decision to land, you assume all risk for yourself and your passengers' safety. Thanks for viewing this safety briefing, and don't hesitate to contact us at www.azpilots.org if you have any questions.